defect!
A neural tube defect is the defect of the neural tube or brain.
How can you work to prevent NTDs?
One way you can work to prevent this is to take 400 milligrams of folic acid before and in the first trimester of pregnancy. Folic acid comes in most daily vitamins.
And how much will it take to
Cure him? About $706,000, and your child has a 75% chance of having paralysis of the legs for the rest of its life.
Oh my goodness.
Your child has a serious problem. In your case, it's spina bifida.
What's that?
It's when the vertebrae in the back don't meet all the way at the bottom, so then a bubble of spinal fluid and nerve cord form around the lower back area on the lumbar vertebrae. And there are many other types of NTDs. I see that there's a lot of folic acid in here. Any reason why?
Well, actually, I have a child with an NTD or neural tube defect. Me and my husband were planning on having another child, and folic acid helps the spine and neural tube develop.
I'm sorry to hear that. My cousin did the same thing. It's called anencephaly, which is when the child's missing major parts of the brain or skull. It must be a coincidence because there's only around 3,000 babies born in the U.S. with an NTD each year.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. I heard that if you have a child with an NTD, you have a higher chance of having another.
Alrighty, we'll see you soon.
Bye.
So how was the store?
It was nice. The clerk told me about his cousin's baby, his anencephaly. Look, 1,000 of the 3,000 of children with an NTD has anencephaly. In our case, with Caleb, he has spina bifida. About 1,500 children are born with spina bifida each year.
SARA is the most common NTD?
Yeah.
So our reservations are at 6, it's 5:30, ready to go?
Yeah, but I need to tell you something first. I'm pregnant.
That's fantastic! When did you find out?
Just today.
Now that we know, when should we get the testing done to see if our child has an NTD?
Well, since an NTD developed in the first 28 days of pregnancy, anytime soon.
So how's Caleb?
He's doing good. He is actually one of the lucky ones because most children have paralysis after getting spina bifida removed, and he doesn't.
When can we get the screening to see if our baby has an NTD?
Anytime, really.
What are the different types of screening to see if he has what Caleb has?
Well, there's a quad screening, which is a type of blood test, or there's an ultrasound. And if your baby shows any sign of an NTD, then you can also get a detailed ultrasound of the spine and skull.
I'll go with the ultrasound. I never really liked needles.
So is there anything that can cause an increased risk of having a child with an NTD?
Yes, actually there is. If you are obese, take certain anti-seizure medicines, or have poorly controlled diabetes, your child has an increased risk of having an NTD. Also, if you're Hispanic or European, you also have an increased risk of having a child with an NTD. And if your child is a girl, it also has a 3 times chance more likely than having an NTD than if it were a boy.
Well, we're none of those, so let's get that ultrasound.
Alright, let's head back to the screening room. Go ahead and take a seat and make yourself at home. How does it look? Is it a boy? Is it a girl? Does it have an NTD?
Oh my god, shut up.
The child's a girl, and it appears to have a lump of tissue on its upper back. We're gonna have to do a detailed ultrasound of its skull and back.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what to say.
Karen, your child has anencephaly.
Hey doctor.
Yes?
Well, I was wondering why my child has this disease.
It has something to do with genetics.
So this was brought upon by one of our family members?
Maybe. An NTD can be genetic or it can be a mutation. If the NTD is a mutation, then it can be genetic for further generations.
What's the mutation that causes this?
If the 2, 7, and 10 chromosomes are mutated, then the child will have spina bifida.
What causes the spina bifida to be closed?
If the 13 and 18 trisomes are mutated, then the spina bifida will be closed.
So spina bifida is in our family's genetics?
I'm afraid so. There are two types of spina bifida. Open is on the left and closed is on the right. With open spina bifida, the neural tube and neural cord are exposed because there is no skin over the patch. Closed spina bifida is a bubble of nerve cord and spinal fluid on the lower back.
I'm flawless.
Okay.
Get your phone out of your hand, Wesley.
No.
And see. Wait, let me pick up my
We
weird.
need to move this out of the.
Pick up the D.
Pick up this baby, this baby so
Okay.
Is that showing in there?
No.
No, okay, so.
Just wait like 2 seconds and then start.